What's going on, guys? Welcome, and we're going to be doing a Pokemon tier list here today with the starter Pokemon. My boy Slipshock, or his Pokemon channel, Slip Overdrive, did one himself and kind of threw some salt in the wounds, trying to put Squirtle down at the bottom. So we're going to do our own tier list, kind of correct his mistakes, and we'll focus on my tier list because it's going to be the better of the two. So without further ado, let's jump in and rank the starter Pokemon from S to D. I don't know why there's only D. Probably should have gone further, but without further ado, we're going to start at the beginning with Gen 1 and Bulbasaur. I'm going to try to keep it as simple as possible, focusing on just the starters, not talking about moves or abilities. So, to me, Bulbasaur, he's fine. I never pick Bulbasaur, so we'll put him at a B tier. Now, Charmander, most people put Charmander in S tier. I get it. It's a cool dragon, but he's not dragon. He's flying. So Charizard's not as cool as you may think. And for that reason, I will give him an A. He's still a good starter. I do like the fire typing. I still prefer Charmander over Bulbasaur in most situations. And I'm not going to take shots like Slip did and put him all the way down at the bottom just because my friends think he's the best. But Squirtle is the best. My favorite Pokemon, especially out of all the starters. Squirtle will be top. Sorry about it, but that's how it goes. So Chikorita now in Gen 2. To me, Chikorita was better in the anime than the show. But I do like Chikorita. I like Meganium. I'm going to give Chikorita an A. I think Chikorita is a solid starter. Again, Grass is not the strongest, I feel, out of most of the starters, but I will give it an A. Cyndaquil. I was never a huge fan of Cyndaquil. The Hisuian helped Typhlosion a little bit. But for me, personally, Cyndaquil's still a B. Cyndaquil just doesn't do it for me. I almost considered putting it in a C. That's how little I care for Cyndaquil. Totodile, another one. Loved it in the anime whenever Ash had it. Definitely think Totodile is a good one. I know Sir Tanky's a big fan of Totodile, but does not compete with Squirtle. It's going to be an A tier for me. I really like Feraligatr. And the fact that Feraligator's name was too long, they had to take out the O in Gator. Just a little extra piece. See, this is hard for me. I don't think any of these starters are really that bad. So they're probably going to mostly be AB. Trico, definitely a cool one. Really like Trico. But again, not the one I picked as far as this generation goes. I always went Mudkip. Early on, I went all water starters and kind of alternated back and forth. So for Trico, for me, I'm going to give it an A. I really like Trico. Sceptile is really cool. And I feel like I'm going to put so many at A because I like them, but they're not Squirtle. That's kind of where I'm at with this. Torchic, again, Blaziken, super cool. Gets a Mega. Torchic it's close to an S, but I'm still going to give it an A. It's a good starter. This is my problem, is I just like all of the Pokemon. Mudkip, obvious S tier. Mudkip and Squirtle, some of the best starters the Pokemon came up with. I will give it an S. Turtwig. So, Turtwig's one. It's going to be our first C. Turtwig is not my favorite. Torterra, it's cool. It's got the tree, but it just doesn't do it for me. So, it's going to be a C. Chimchar. I really like Infernape. I think Infernape's really cool. The second of our many firefightings that we got. But I will give it an A. Chimchar is an A. I really like Infernape. And Chimchar is a cute little monkey. And this next one might ruffle some feathers. Piplup, for me, is a B. I like Piplup. I like Empoleon. But it's just, Water Steel is fine. But it's not the best starter in my opinion. So it's going to be a B. Snivy. Now, Snivy could have been better. Superior losing its legs really hurt it. But if anybody plays Pokemon Masters, Superior is great in Pokemon Masters. And as far as that goes for me, that does save it. It's still only a B though. Superior is just not... It's not the best looking starter. It's just a snake. That's all it is. It's just a snake. If it would have kept legs or something, maybe it would have been better, but Tepig. So Tepig has a special place in my heart. It was one of the first shinies I hatched. So Tepig is special, but again, Emboar, it's cool. It's still not S. I'm going to give it an A. I really like Emboar. Again, I don't know what it is. These are the fire starters. I chose those generations. So Chimchar, Tepig, a little special place in my heart. Oshawott. So since I am considering the whole evolution line in this, it does hurt Oshawott. Oshawott's great as Oshawott. As it goes on, I don't like it as much. It's going to join Turtwig in the C tier. Samurott is fine, but in my opinion, it's one of the weaker water starters for sure. And we move on to Kalos and Chespin. For me, Chespin was the one I picked because whenever X and Y came out, we knew we got a starter. We got a free Torchic that they were giving away with the Blaziken because of Mega Blaziken. And then you also got a Kanto starter. So naturally I was taking Squirtle. So with Squirtle and Torchic, Chespin was the obvious starter choice. As far as the actual starters go though, Chespin's Chestnut is not a great design. I'm not a huge fan of Chestnut. As far as me picking it in X and Y, that was purely strategy. So I had the grass typing with my Torchic and my Squirtle. Fennekin is a decent starter. I like the cute little fox. I like Delphox. For me, it's going to be a B. It's solid, not great, not bad, just solid. Froakie, most people will put it S. I get it. Greninja's super cool, but it's an A for me. Greninja's cool, I'll give you that, but it's not my favorite. Definitely a cool one, especially the shinies, but again, not my favorite. Now with Rowlet. Rowlet. I do like Rowlet. I like Decidueye. I think the Hisui and Decidueye is also very cool. But for me, Rowlet, I'm going to have to give it a B. It's a close A. I'm keeping these just in order I ranked them. Otherwise, Rowlet would probably be the first B because it's close to an A. Decidueye is cool. I like the typing a lot. But for me, it's just a solid starter. This generation is probably the weakest for me as far as the starters go so far. So naturally, this one's going to be down toward the bottom. Litten, I really like Incineroar. It's a decent one, but it's, I mean, a lot of people probably have Litten down further on their list. C, B is where I would put it. Again, it would probably be closer to the B's, but Litten will be a C for me. I know some people will be hurt by that because Litten itself is cute, especially in the anime. But Incineroar is just, it's fire. I mean, it's a luchador. So fire starters are not my favorite. As you can tell, only my S tiers are water. Popplio, really like Popplio. Popplio was my choice in the games. Primarina is really good in my opinion. Nice fairy typing. I'm going to give it a B. I really like Primarina. I know some people are going to be upset that Incineroar is below Primarina, but sorry, it is what it is. We're almost done. 2 more generations to go through. Grookey. Grookey was one of my first choices. Grookey and Sobble and Scorbunny, all great starters. For me, Grookey's pretty good. A nice monkey with a big old drum. I'm gonna give it a B. I almost went A. I thought about it. I'm gonna give it a B. Again, another shiny that I hatched. Out of all of the starters for Sword and Shield, it was the only one I've hatched shiny so far. So it is a special place. It almost got that A, but for me, it's a B. Scorbunny, another one. I really like the Fire Rabbit design. Again, also great in the anime, as I've been watching Master Journeys with Go and his Scorbunny. Cinderace is really good. Again, I'm going to give it a B. I just feel like so many of these are A, B tier for me because I like them, but they're not my favorite. I get it. They are what they are, and I respect that. Sobble, I really like Inteleon, kind of spy, sniper. Again, I feel like it's a B. That entire generation feels like B tier to me. It was a great design. I get it. They're cool. The Gigantamax are even cooler, but I'm not focusing on the Gigantamax. I'm focusing on just the starters themselves. So for that, they're going to be a B. Now, here comes the important part. Scarlet and Violet. I don't know what these starters' evolutions look like yet. I'm judging them just based on their first forms because we don't know what their evolutions are going to look like. And with that, I'm going to give Quaxly an A. Again, water starter. That tells you who I'm picking right there. Quaxly's an A. I'm taking Quaxly. I don't know what its evolutions are going to look like, but give me the water starter because that's what I prefer. And now, Sprigatito and Fuecoco. Both are cool designs, but for me, Sprigatito is a B. I get it. The grass cat, super cute, but it's grass. It's a cat. That's kind of, I prefer the duck. Sorry, it is what it is. I'm going to go with the duck. And to top it all off, Fuecoco, A. I really like the design. It reminds me of a pepper and a crocodile. I think it's going to be a good design. I think it's going to have a good evolution, but we're just going to have to wait and see. So that's kind of where we're at. We have our tier list there. Only 2 S tiers are Squirtle and Mudkip. A lot of A and Bs, and then 1D being Chespin. That's just my personal opinion on where these Pokemon rank. Again, these last 3 may change once we see what their final starter Evos look like. We're just gonna have to wait and see, as Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are almost here. I wanted to get this tier list out there and kind of show Slipshock how it should be ranked. A lot of these are really good Pokemon, really well designed. They're just not my favorite. Squirtle and Mudkip, they're my favorites, so they get the S tier. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. We're gonna have lots of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet content coming your way very, very soon as the games release on November 18th. I can't wait. I'm excited to play them, and I can't wait to see what shiny methods they have for us. We're gonna have so many shiny videos and playthroughs and the multiplayer. There's gonna be so much content to create with Scarlet and Violet. So I hope you guys subscribe and stick around, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.